What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. And yes, I know, another video on the Swedish meatball. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to make another video because I feel like I let you guys down a little bit with the video I uploaded yesterday on Lars. A video that was going to cover why he was so easy and so strong and how that's a bad combination. Turned it into a video where I feel like I talked about why this guy didn't really have holes in his game and he could compete at the highest level in tournaments, whereas Tekken 7 Lars has to take such risks and can't. And I feel like I should have talked more about what made him so ridiculously strong, you know, his detailed moveset and how it was, you know, much stronger than many other characters, and what made him so easy and reliable. So if I may, I would like to make another video, have another shot here and talk in greater detail. And I think something I should have mentioned is that when Lars was released, and no coincidence, he was released with Alyssa, and what did they both have that we had never seen before? Superhuman capabilities. You see he wears a cape? Well, it didn't end there, he was a superhero. Lars would, like a lightning bolt, you know, jump across the screen in a tornado and flurry of moves. And yeah, it's just what is this? Am I fighting Superman or Son Goku? That was what it was like. He just darts across the screen and crushes everything. And this was highly annoying. It's like, okay, you have built-in movement in your moves, you know, and it was so hard to catch him and get used to this. But again, a character for beginners. Movement is hard to acquire. Can we build it into the character somehow? A little bit the same with Alyssa. So this was annoying. And overall, the crushing aspect, and I tried to cover this in the previous video, but I didn't stress it enough. Like up forward 3 and up forward 4, you have no idea how much these moves crush in this game, unless you play this game. They do not crush as much in Tekken 7. And how scary Lars was when he was in rage, that would amplify your damage, you know, and you want to come in, and you know, he could at any time throw this orbital that crushes like crazy. And when he did get the launch, you know, this is without rage. I mean, that's 76 damage, that's far above many characters. And you can't, and that's not even the highest damage. I did the easy mode combo here. And this is so reliable, you can't drop this combo. He was so reliable, no execution on anything. Huge hitboxes on his moves, which is seen in his wall combo, which was spectacular, arguably the most damaging. And it didn't even have problems with reliability, not even on Xiaoyu. It would hit on any goddamn angle on any goddamn character, because the hitboxes are so strong. It's just so reliable. So yes, that is covered. And then of course Tekken 6 introduced the bound system, and this guy had great bound moves. You know, probably also not a coincidence. Like, we want him to be good for beginners. Bound system is new, people don't know how to use it, and Lars got some of the best bound tools in the game with forward back to 1. Which has great hitbox. Again, it's 14 frames fast and does a lot of damage. Range is great. It's just so fast. And of course, while sending to 1 bounds, also a great bound move. Great bound move. And of course, as I mentioned in part 1 of this Lars series, his orbital bounds in Tekken 6. This is the only game it bounds in. And again, not a minor detail. Oh, did you just challenge my orbital with a hop kick or a jumping move? Bam! You are bounded, spiked into the ground for a combo. It's very good. And down forward 1+2 is also a bound move. Fast, good mid. So, great combo damage with the wall. No execution required, super consistent with big hitboxes, and the bound system just kind of favored Lars. His screw moves in Tekken 7 are so lackluster compared to this stuff. And we gotta cover his punishment. A lot of people don't realize this, But Lars' punishment is excellent. At 10 frames, you have 1-2 or 2-1. I think this is also a 10 frame punish, 2-1 with good frames. But 1-2 is excellent. And as I mentioned, the second jab here tracks a lot. 1-2 was godlike in Tekken 6. Godlike. And of course, we need a 12 frame punish. That wall splats. Do we have that? Absolutely. Would you mind taking a look at the range, sir? Okay, there it actually whiffed. But yeah. Look at that range. Look at that range. And the damage. 38. And it wall splats. I mean, great 12 frame punish. And of course, a lot of people don't realize this. But as I said, forward back to 1 is a launcher. And it's 14 frames. And it's easy to do. He has a 14 frame launcher. Block punish. With great range. You know how some moves are really annoying to block punish? Like for example Eddie's down forward 3+4. This move catches many of those moves. Great range. Okay, I don't know the follow-up combo, but yeah, I'll do something pathetic like this. But yeah, that move is not to be underestimated. And of course at 15 frames we had the Arc Blast. Forward 1+2, which in Tekken 7 Season 1 was -14, now it's -13 in Season 2. But here it was only -12, and it had much better range. People felt like after a whiff, it's like this move would suck people in. Well, not suck them off, but suck them in. But Arc Blast is pretty godlike in Tekken 6. It's a great punish, 15 frame punish. Of course at 16 frames you had upward 3, but yeah, Arc Blast was the better choice if you ask me. Although upward 3 has got pretty damn good range. Yeah, you look at that. And of course while standing punishment you have while standing 4, while standing 2-1, while standing 1. So just very complete, great punisher. Oh shit. God, my nose is itchy. Back 3+4. This is a block punish. It's mid-high. It's guaranteed. It's a natural combo. And like, would you mind looking at the range, sir? Wait. Do you see this range, sir? Yeah. That's a pretty good punish. And of course, now we're gonna talk a little bit more about Lars' offense. And again, these are the most important points I stressed in the part 1, but it's big points. There's a reason I talked so much about those. 1-2, godlike jabs. Second punch tracks both sides. This is godlike. His jabs were notorious. And down back 2-1, again, the second hit there tracks both sides. Super good. And the almighty down forward 2, which is safe, it's -9 on block, it's 15 frames fast. Godlike range. It crushes highs very reliably. It tracks to his weak side. People step Lars to the right, while this tracks to his weak side. It's not fully homing to that side, but it tracks a lot. And again, like with Lars, combo damage and his reliable juggles. Okay, I got a bad angle. Wait. Sorry, Dad. Again, like, hit 6 electrics every time, drop the easiest staple in the game, leave it to main man. So, down for 2, godlike. One of his absolute best moves. Removed. The down for 2-1 of Tekken 7, super lackluster in comparison. It's a completely different attack. So now we've covered that. And of course, and I can't believe I didn't mention this in part 1. Very important indeed. His down for 1 was pretty glorious. It's -1 on... It's got great range, which is good for a down for 1. it's -1 on block and +5 on hit. That's not too dramatic, you know, we are way better down for ones, frame-wise. But, true to Lars' nature, as I told you about this guy who just, he loves to crush stuff. Even his fucking down for one, if you pay close attention to Lars' animation, you'll see that he ducks down super quickly into down for one. This was the new direction where we took Tekken. Built-in defense in your offense, because defense is difficult to acquire. You want to build that into the attacks as much as possible. That is a beginner character. And now let's take a look now what this looks like if, for example, Heihachi wants to spam me with jabs. Oh wait, fast. Okay, he's spamming jabs. Oh, sorry. This is very easy to do. You see? I'm very reliably crushing jabs with down for one, which is one of your main offensive tools in Tekken. This is very easy to do. What you do is just take advantage of the fact that, yeah, in the very first frames, Lars inhumanly fast ducks, like Superman. And yeah, he crushes highs. And then he stands up and retaliates. So Lars down for one is so dumb. So dumb. And just couple that with 1-2 tracking, down back to 1 tracking, down for 2, these fucking crushing tools. And yeah, you have a character that, wow, he's strong. And of course, his lows, they were all very punishable. Absolutely, down 1+2, very punishable, down back 1-3, you know, if they duck the second hit. You know, you're gonna eat a lot of damage. I mentioned down back for Yanni's house sweep. All of this. What he had if he wanted to stay safe was full crouch, down forward 1+2. But it's like, he didn't need lows all too much because his mids were so strong. People are so afraid of ducking him. But his down back 4 was really strong. Even if it's launch punishable on block, like, the range is humongous. It's enormous. And it gives good plus frames, tracks quite a bit. And yes, if you gotta counter it, like, it hurt. So his down back 4 is not to be undermined, you know, or underplayed. It made a huge difference. And pros used that quite a lot. Another move, and of course forward 1+2 is a pretty damn good move. Yeah, mid counter it launcher. It's really good. Back 1 is a good homing tool, and it still is. It's even better now than it is in this game. But yeah, I hope you understand like why he was so strong. And another thing that I also want to mention is that in this game, this is dynamic entry, I think. He has the Mjolnir or Mjolnir, and this is a nice touch. He's supposed to be a Swedish character. And Mjolnir, or Mjolnir in Swedish, is of course from Thor's hammer from Norse mythology. And he has a move named after it, and it's, I think this is dynamic entry, right? 1+2. This move has been removed now, and now instead, you know, he has a Shoryuken. This is forward 3, 1+2. And now he will do a Shoryuken that's high. It's very fast, 13 frames, and it's -10 to -9 on block. But it's much worse, in my opinion, than the Mjolnir, which is a really good move. I mean, first of all, the damage is much higher on this move, because I can actually bound afterwards. You can't do that after the new Shoryuken. The Shoryuken is high, this one is mid. This one is slightly slower, it's 18 frames, and the Shoryuken is 13 frames. But I'd much rather have a move that's 5 frames slower. I mean, 18 frames is still fast. That's a mid natural hit launcher. You know, and it's got great range. Look at that fucking range. I mean, it's a great tool. And I feel like it had, or rather it has, nice mix-up potential. Because when you saw this, I mean, you'd be probably very afraid of ducking. And then of course you can cancel dynamic entry by holding down, and then you can go for a low. Wow. So like, you could do this, you can delay it for a long time. Or you could go in, cancel, and do a low. You know, so Mjolnir, great move. But so, I hope this covers. This was greater detail, it covers why Lars was annoying. So, humongous damage, built-in defense in his tools, which makes the character much easier to play. Super reliable, you know. No execution, big hitboxes, you never really dropped anything. Best wall combo in the game that always worked. And just some of his tools, just overcrush. Great to good tracking on this stuff. Down for 2, just so good. And crushing. Yeah, but down for 1. And of course, in a game where half of a cast were nerfed to death, just really bad. Yeah, I hope that made sense to you. I really needed to make a part 2, I feel, and I hope you have a nice day. Thanks for listening to me.